Alright, so this is going to be Kosticka's team versus Saashax's team. We're going to have to see exactly how this is going to go. It's going to be that Prot Thundercleave versus this Ret Paladin Warlock team. And is he indeed playing Ret? No, he's going to be playing Prot. So the battle of the Prot classes should be pretty interesting.
It will indeed be very interesting. So Kosticka's going to go onto the back of Bilious here, and Prot Warrior damage is so high on cloth targets, so we're going to see a hammer onto Kosticka right away, maybe to stop that damage or maybe to play offensive, but it's not going to take too much damage because there's not a single dot up on him when he gets hammered, so maybe a bit of a wasted hammer. It might have been used for defensive purposes, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, he definitely could have been out. Kosticka, you know, is going to be so annoying for Bilious here. The Prot Warriors are just absolutely frustrating to fight against. Kosticka, though, going to be put into a full hex. He's going to sit that. Some pretty good damage coming out so far from Horabati. He's actually diving Kosticka down very low, and Kosticka, you know, was diving down about 40% HP there. Kerm's going to land some big heals, though. Explosivo is taking a lot of damage though now as well. Going to go with the Shockwave into that silence. A Hodge thrown out defensively onto Kosticka, trying to get some damage done. It's actually going to force out the AoE sacrifice from Kerm. But that may have been used a little bit too early, in my opinion. Billy's here taking some damage. Horabati's taking some damage as well. And it looks like, you know, this Prot Warrior team has the stronger pressure.
Yeah, and something worth noting is that Bilious here is going to play Destruction for this round, and I think that might actually be a good idea because Protection Wars can take so much damage to Destruction Wall. If Kosticka gets hammered and Billy's able to cast, the damage on Kosticka is going to be pretty much unhealable, but Mystic X or Vertex is always doing such a good job of stopping the damage when Kosticka is going low, so I don't know if Destruction is going to work here with Kerm being able to dispel those Immolates as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be kind of hard, but maybe they're just feeling they need to go for those burst kills. Horabati, though, going to be the one taking the burst right now. Dip down to about half HP. Billy's here quite a bit of damage as well. And he's going to have to pour it out of there, but Kosticka is right back on him. He's down to 30% HP. A Hodge does come out onto Kosticka. It's going to be triggered immediately, though. And Mystic X is doing a ton of damage. Bob is going to have to be used there onto the Paladin, but it's purged off immediately. And the pressure is just coming in so hard from this Elemental Shaman team, and now it's going to be Horabati that's the target. He's down to 40% HP. He's going to put the Sacred Shield and Freedom on himself. Catches an Earth Shield there as well. But I'm guessing they're just going to swap. They just seem to be content to swap constantly. And actually a Lust pop there. But they really have nothing going, so I'm kind of confused about that Lust. I feel like it could just be purged off here. And, you know, it's really not going to get anything done. I mean, Kosticka's at 80%, and that's about all they got with their Lust. Mystic X is going to be Hodge there in the middle, but he's just going to trinket it. And going to go for the Hex here. Unable to land it just yet. AoE Sacrifice once again popped by Kerm. But Mystic X, you know, full HP, really just absolutely zero done with that Lust. They didn't get anyone below 80%.
Yeah, yes, you said the Lust just got instantly dispel off the Shaman and the Warlock, and the Paladin does actually still have it, but that's probably because it's just too hard to dispel a Pro Paladin, I guess. I don't know, but the Pro Paladin did actually keep his full Lust, but yeah, they took it off the Warlock right away, which is, you know, the important part.
Well,
but it's going to take so much damage here.
Yeah, and he is going to port away, but he's at 19% HP, a silence thrown there onto the Shaman Explosivo, and if they have any CC to follow that up, they could be able to get a kill. Billy's here is at 40% HP. They're actually just going to swap onto Explosivo, who's at 40% HP as well. There's a purge on the Grounding Totem, and big EM Lavaverse does come in as well, and he's still just struggling to top himself back up. The pet is getting low. Billy is here as low. Horabati taking some damage as well, and Kosticka is just up in their face doing so much damage.
Yeah, doing such a good job. He's like bouncing around, controlling the entire team. He's throwing so much damage at the same time, and Horabati down to 50% health. They're taking so much damage to Kosticka and Vertex right now. But I feel like he's gonna be able to stay alive, and I don't even know. I thought Horabati would just fall back there and try to avoid some damage, but he's just staying out there, and it seems like it works for him. They are gonna swap over to Explosivo, who is gonna land that. He's not even Earth Shielding himself, so this might be in trouble if they keep controlling him.
Yeah, he does catch the Freedom and the Sacred Shield, though, so it looks like he's going to be okay for now. Tops himself back off there. There was a CS on a Mystic X, but look at Kerm's mana. Basically full mana. Explosivo is quite low in mana, about 1/3. Now below that at about a quarter mana. So things are just looking really good for this Paladin Prot Warrior team. Explosivo going to get shocked, trying to go for the Hex. He's going to try to ground his opponent's Hex, and they're just kind of having this Hex battle that sometimes does happen where they're trying to ground and shock each other and just be the one to land that Hex first, but neither Shaman able to do that just yet. Both kind of just a little bit too good at that defensive play. We can see Manatide used there by Explosivo, but if they could get over to it, they could kill it quite quickly, and I feel like that's exactly what they should do. But unfortunately, you know, Kosticka is not going to hit that. I think that's a little bit of a misstep. Billy is here going to be taking some damage, so Horabati going to throw that sacrifice onto him, trying to reduce as much damage as possible. We see Explosivo going to be caught into that fear. Is Kerm going to hodge him off it? No, a Hex does come in though, and Billy is here could be in a lot of trouble going to pour it, but really, you know, is quite low, and Horabati is quite low as well.
Yeah, and actually he used Concussion Blue Horibati, which I'm not sure about the decision. It could be a charge and then concussion blown Explosivo instead, but it did actually manage to force the bubble anyway, so I guess that was a good decision. But yeah, Explosivo actually trinketed the last concussion blow, so he's going to be able to get controlled by pretty much anything right now.
Yeah, I mean, they could even hodge him and go just for a swap or something, but Horibati's still quite low coming out of that bubble. He's going to have to pop his AoE sacrifice, trying to reduce some of that damage. Kosticka is taking some pressure here, but really not enough to be concerned about. Mystic Axe at about 80%. Kosticka going to be topped off there. Billy is here stuck in a full stun at 60% HP, going to catch the Earth Shield immediately. He's also in Demon Armor, so he should be okay, but there's going to swap right over onto Explosivo, who is putting the conk blow just defensively and actually going to hex off that. Really nice job with the CC chain there from Kosticka and Mystic Axe, and they're going to be able to have some pretty good pressure coming out here, I think, as a result of it, as Horibati once again down to about 60% HP, trying to do his best to kite away with the freedom.
Yeah, Billy's here is you know, saved by that nether protection so much. When Vertex is able to cast into him, and nether protection he stops so much damage, but Kosticka alone is doing so much damage to Billy.
Yeah, he is just doing a huge amount of damage. Kosticka is going to trinket there, though, and throw the conk blow onto Explosivo. They're going to try to burst him. He's probably going to silence him off it, as is his standard. Explosivo down to about 40% HP, 30% HP. Going to have to pop his NS. It does crit with the tidal waves, so he is going to be able to top himself back off there, at least for a little bit. But we can see Horibati taking a ton of damage right now. He is down to about 30% HP. Wow, catching a big burst there from the Ellie Shaman. He's going to get topped back off with the crit heal from Explosivo, but Explosivo is just so behind on mana, and he's not going to have mana type for quite some time, trying to get the hex out on the Ellie Shaman, and he's not able to do that. So, you know, unfortunately for him, he's going to be in a pretty rough situation. Billy is here, is able to get back and just manually resummon that pet, though, so that's a bit of a win for him. Soldom's coming back up again in 3 seconds, so he really doesn't have to worry about pets for quite some time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they didn't manage to stop that resummon, but, you know, it happens. And Explosive down to 35%, actually having to get that buff to keep himself alive, and Kurum's mana is so high compared to Explosive, and I think we might see a case of Explosive going Oom here.
Yeah, he definitely could, man. He's going for the drink right now, though. They need to play defensive. They need to allow the Shaman to get his drink off, and they're doing just that. And I feel like Kurum is now spotting him, so he's going to get it over there, but not in time to really stop too much. He just tried to ground the Hodge, but unfortunately not able to get that. Still, they've got 9,000 mana back there, and that is huge because they really needed that. A nice shock on Kurum's heal there from that Shaman, and Billy's here has his Feldom up, but he's feared on it. And if he can't get this Feldom off, he's going to be in so much trouble. He gets pummeled. He gets pummeled on the Feldom, and he is not going to get that off, and now he has no pets at all. And I think that could just be the end, man. Explosivo goes into the Hex, and Billy is here. He needs to get away, needs to get another pet out, but Horibati at 40% HP. Billy is here at 80% HP with no pet. Explosivo going to get shocked on that healing wave. This is so bad for this team.
Yeah, I mean, Kosticka is taking some damage right now, but it shouldn't matter. He's popping a Shibok to stop the damage from the crop pile, and also pretty much double his damage of shield slams onto this Warlock, so the Warlock's going to be under so much pressure, and this is going to be pretty much unhealable. This is a short concussion blow onto Explosivo, and I think Billy is here. He's going to die in this concussion blow. Yes, indeed, he will.
And he does fall. They're not just going to be jumping off the bridge chasing. I mean, in my opinion, anytime the Warlock jumps down, you just swap. And I think that's the best way to play it, and they're probably just going to do just that. We see that the two prot classes are just going to be hitting away on each other for now. Mystic X is going to be the target, it looks like, for a little bit for Horibati, but he's going to retreat and just try to get right back on Kosticka.
Yeah, and Kosticka is going to move in pretty offensive position here, and I think he's able to do so with Kurum. He's standing there. Just a silence coming onto Kurum, but it's not going to do too much. It's not really any damage coming to Kosticka. There is a hammer though, but no damage really coming out. I mean, Billy's here is actually back to playing UA now. It's not Destruction anymore, so I think that could actually be a good idea, because Kurum just spammed Dispelling those Simulates last game.
Yeah, he was, and I think UA could be a really nice idea. It's so frustrating to play Destro against a prot plus a Dispeller. You know, you have Sacred Cleansing and all that, but Kosticka is taking a ton of damage here already, man, and he is fully dotted up. He has a shield wall already, so a really good start here from this team. Explosivo, though, taking a ton of damage as well. He's going to get Earth Grab and Conk Load in the middle out of it, 60% HP. He could be in some trouble. He's actually going to get feared off that by Kosticka, as he did drop the Earthbind, so really nice awareness by Kosticka, going to get that full fear, but unfortunately not able to get any damage out, as Billy's here is just going to be able to port away.
Yeah, Kosticka's going to go onto the back of that pet right away, but that Warlock is on the ball with that health funnel, so it's not going to get too much, and the pet's actually still pretty low, and it's supposed to put in the Earth Shield on the pet to try to keep it alive, and I don't think we'll actually die because the Earth Shield on pet actually heals them for quite a bit with that health funnel going.
Yeah, and Kosticka is at about 70% HP. Mystic X is going to get CS there. We see Horibati is going to be taking some damage out of about 80% HP. Kosticka, though, could be in some trouble here, as he is down to about 40%. Catches a big kill there from Kurum. But if Billy is here is able to get full dots up once again, I think the Kosticka could be in some trouble, because we've seen, you know, how much damage Kosticka really is taking from this team. Kurum going to throw out that Hodge, trying to trying to just break up some of the damage. Explosive Wave is going to kite back up. He's in a really nice spot up at the top of the ramp. His mana is quite good. Plea is going to be popped early by Kerm, going to be able to top himself back off completely on mana.
Yeah, you know, Proud Warrior is not running much more than 500 resilience in 3v3. If you mention, oh my god, Horribat down to 9% health. Might have to bubble right, it doesn't even have time to bubble. Maybe he's used his